Hello, my stars. Welcome to In a Cosmic World. My name is Shauna, and I'm so glad you're here with me today. If you will, please like, share, subscribe to join us. Hit that bell so you never miss the amazing things we have going on here on this channel. I greatly appreciate it. So today we're going to do things a little bit differently. Usually I will write things down and basically read them to you, whatever had been placed on my heart. But since we are currently in a new year, 2025, I wanted to share my testimony. So I do have a few things that I did write down that I just want to speak about before we get into today's video. Just as most of you, I've been through a lot. I would say about 2022 till 2024, they have been some of the most transformational years of my entire life. Although I've been battling with the Most High, I've been guided to share my testimony, which puts me in a very vulnerable place. But I am finally ready to speak up and speak out and share my truth. But before I share my testimony, I want to let you know that I will be talking about sensitive topics, okay? So some of the topics that we're going to talk about today are being a survivor of domestic violence and being a survivor of SA. If you're not sure what that means, I would encourage you to pause this video and go look it up and decide whether or not if you want to continue listening or not. If you are someone who finds these topics triggering or upsetting, please prioritize your well-being and feel free to skip this video or come back at a later time when you're ready. My intentions are not to harm or re-traumatize anybody, but to bring awareness and share my experiences as a part of my personal healing journey. For safety and support resources, I know these topics can be deeply personal and painful for many. So if you or someone you know has experienced domestic violence or SA, please know that there is help available. We have the National Domestic Violence Hotline. Telephone number is 1-800-799-7233. Again, that's 1-800-799-7233. Or you can text START, START, to 88788. You can also visit the hotline.org for live chat, and it's completely confidential. There is also RAINN, that's RAINN. They help with SA victims, abuse, and so much more. Their telephone number is 1-800-656-4673. Again, that's 1-800-656-4673. Or you can visit RAINN, RAINN.org for confidential support through their online chat as well. And just to throw this out there, no, this is not a sponsorship. I am not being sponsored or anything like that. Okay, so I want to make it very clear that I am sharing my testimony to speak my personal truth and bring awareness and let go of any negativity that I've been carrying for so long. So listen to this because this is very important. At this time, I will not be pursuing any legal action regarding the assaults that I have experienced. However, if there is any form of retaliation or harassment as a result of me speaking out, I will not hesitate to involve the appropriate authorities to protect myself. And if you know, you know. This is me simply releasing my story and stepping into a new chapter of healing and peace. Okay, so with that being said, everyone has a voice. This is mine. So I guess we'll start with the spring of 2022. I was dating my ex for almost 2 years, I want to say. When we met, I was 25, and he's 10 years older than me, so he was 35. So if we were dating for almost 2 years, I'm about 27 now. I was ready to move. I was currently living with my parents. When we met, I had already had my own place living with the roommate who was in the closet. That's a story for another time. And believe me, it's juicy. But we met when I was 25. He's 10 years older than me. He's 35. And I kept telling him, hey, I'm ready to move out. I no longer want to live with my parents, because he was actually, when we met, he was actually living with his mom. And he talked about how when he got his apartment, we would eventually end up moving together. And now that it was the time where he moved into his apartment, he got settled, a few months went by. I'm like, hey, remember when you said when you move out, you'll be ready to, be with me or whatever, live with me. And he kept saying, you're not ready. So the summer of 2022, we ended up breaking up, because me personally, when I say that I'm ready for something, I genuinely am ready. I have thought about it, and I'm an Aquarius, and all we do is think, right? So I thought about it A to Z. I thought about the relationship. I thought about where my current living situation, and it was going to be a better decision for us to end up moving together. So for him to be like, you're not ready, and we would argue about it, I just felt like it wasn't necessary, and I didn't feel like having someone basically tell me what I'm not ready for. It would be different if he was like, we are not ready, or I'm personally not ready, or something like that. But to just blatantly say that you're not ready to move, blah, 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 I wasn't having it. So we broke up, and I'm the type of person, when you break up with someone, it's fair game. I'm not worried about what my ex is doing, and I'm thinking that they're not going to be worried about what I'm doing. So we were broken up for, I want to say almost 6 months. I want to say almost 6 months. Between 4 and 6 months, we were broken up. Between those 4 and 6 months, I was, of course, I was going out. I was talking to people. I was saving money at the same time. Just doing my thing, like preparing for what I told him that I was ready for, right? Because I was going to get it with being in a relationship or not being in a relationship. Either way, when I was ready to move, I was ready to move. So my ex ended up wanting to get back together. And, after thinking about everything and talking and stuff, we ended up getting back together. Okay? So I'm a spiritual person. I'm not religious. I don't judge anybody for what they believe. And don't come over here judging me for what I believe. Okay? So I'm the type of person, I test the spirit by the spirit. I tried it again. I said, hey, I'm ready to move. What's up? Oh, you're not ready, not ready. But instead of it's you're not ready, now he kind of like switched it up. We're not ready for that just yet. I said, bet. So I fall back. We're still in a relationship. I continue to focus on myself. I save. I look for apartments. I was basically guided to the specific apartments that I ended up moving to. It was like right down the street from a Planet Fitness, because I was like, I want to be able to work out. It had a pool. It was a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. And I kid you not, on December 16th, 2022, I moved into my 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment by myself, fully furnished. Only had to pay $250, and that included the application fee and the holding fee to actually hold the apartment for me. And I just say that was God. I didn't have to pay for no furniture. Like, family just started coming out the woodworks and helping me. Like, I didn't have to pay a deposit. Like, that was God. Like, literally, that was God. Like, I was being guided to move. And as long as I was being obedient, everything just started working out perfectly. Right? And mind you, my ex did not help with anything, did not help me move into my apartment, did not offer to pay anything because he didn't want me to move. He didn't want me to move. He didn't want me to move with him. He didn't want me to move, period. But I did because that's what I was guided to do. So I did it. Don't mind me walking around, by the way. I'm doing some stuff that I need to get done today. But anyway, moving to apartment, great, good, everything's amazing, right? Then we get into 2023. Things get a little bit heavy. My granddad passed away on my dad's side. He passed away 3 days before my birthday in February. And although I didn't have a relationship with my granddad, I didn't really know him like that or anything, and did not attend his funeral, but I was there for my dad throughout the entire process. I seen how it affected him, and me and the family was just going through a hard time, right? So I was just trying to be there for my family that time. And in April 2023, I ended up allowing my boyfriend at the time, my ex-boyfriend, to move in with me because he was coming over. He was popping up all the time. We had talked about it, and I'm a person of my word. Like, if I say I'm going to do something, if I say I'm ready for something, I'm going to do it. I'm ready. You know what I mean? So, we talked months in advance. I was like, well, yeah, I guess you can move in, da-da-da-da. Because I stopped coming over there. Like I told you, he had his own place, and I would come over there all the time. But once I moved to my place, I was in my own world. I'm decorating. You know what I mean? I'm in my own world. So he started coming over a lot. And I started thinking I'm about 27 at this time. So I was like, I want a family. I have the bigger apartment. So his lease is about to end in April. So I was like, okay, fine. I wasn't in my apartment by myself for very long, but I just had to choose something that was more meaningful for me. I don't know, some people may think that's kind of dumb or naive, but that was my decision. I wanted a family. And like I said, he was 10 years older than me. If I'm 27, that means he's 37. I want a family. So he moves in. I actually help him move in. Mind you, he didn't help me move into my apartment, but I'm helping him move out of his. But anyway, so he moves in. Everything's pretty good. And I think me and my family, we always take a family trip every year around Memorial Weekend. And this particular weekend, Memorial Weekend, while we were on our family trip, I think, where did we go? I think we went to Gatlinburg. Yeah, in 2023, we ended up going to Gatlinburg. And we got a call, and we got bad news that my cousin, that I consider almost like a sister to me, had passed away from an autoimmune disease she had been battling for years. So it was already rough on that particular side of my family because my dad and my uncle now just lost their dad. And then now I lost a cousin, my dad lost a niece, and my uncle just lost his daughter. So my family, we were really going through it. 2023, by the end of May, going into June, it was really rough for us. Sorry, I'm reading my notes here. It says good vibes only. But so by the summer of 2023, I'm not gonna lie, I'm depressed. Still grieving, and me and my ex at the time, we're kind of arguing and stuff like that. So he finally gets his bonus, and he's usually would be off towards, the end of June, early parts of July. And he was like, I want to go to Miami. I was like, okay. So that lifted my spirit a little bit, and I tried to save him money because he was mostly complaining about how he was overspending money and didn't know how. We was eating out, he was doing a lot of online shopping. Every day when I looked, there was Amazon. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, how you not know where your money going. But anyway, I'm not gonna sit here and be like he didn't help pay stuff. No, he always made sure there was food in the house, made sure we had toiletries, everything that we needed, we had. He made sure. I made sure, but he making sure. So I'm like, okay, let me think of a way to save him money. So I find this really nice hotel that we could stay in or whatnot. Well, basically, it was kind of like an Airbnb, and it was it would save him hundreds of dollars. He would be able to come back home with a lot of money, and he didn't want that. He wanted this luxurious, extravagant place, which I'm not complaining because it was beautiful. Hold on, let me look out the window. Oh no, my dog's asleep. But anyway, it was beautiful, but I was trying to be helpful, but he was stuck in his ways. He wanted what he wanted. Okay, cool. You can have that, right? So, the first night that we got to Miami, we argued. I learned that when he got tired, he got mean and nasty. Like, he was saying how ungrateful I was and how basically just saying I was ungrateful and unappreciative. But I was excited the entire time. Like, I was excited. I've never been to Miami before. I was 27. So I'm like, we in Miami. You know what that means. I look good. You look good. We about to have a good time. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I'm thinking. Like, we started dating. We was going out, having a great time. So that's how I was thinking, we're going to be down here for a week. We about to party. We about to drink. We about to eat some good stuff. Like, it's going to have a great time. But that is not how it went. Like, don't get me wrong. We went to the zoo. We went to, every time I travel, I try to go to botanical gardens. Like, that's my thing. Like, I love going to botanical gardens. I love trying new food. I love being at the beach. So we did all of those things, But it just wasn't, we didn't go party. He didn't want to party. And he mostly slept. He did more sleeping on the trip than anything, which was understandable because he worked third shift. And, that was probably some of the best sleep that he had gotten, to be honest. But, but yeah, it was more so like he wanted to control things, and that's one reason, like trying to like going back a little bit, that's one reason why we stopped going out to clubs and bars and stuff. I no longer wanted to go because he was very controlling. Like, he would feel insecure, like if he's talking to somebody or whatever, he notices that somebody, I'm not even paying attention, somebody like another man's looking at me or something, instead of ignoring it or saying something to that man, at the end of the night I will always get the backlash of it. Like did you know so and so? Why was they looking at you? Da, da, da. So when we started going out to places, it made me like walk on eggshells. Like, I didn't want to be out with him. Like, it started making me like want to be at home, and so when we go on this trip, like, I'm expecting to have a great time, like have some fun, like be free, and it just wasn't like that. Like, it was kind of very disappointing. I probably much rather have went with some homegirls than went with my ex, to be honest. So now we're in July 2023, and I just started having this feeling. I was like, you know what? I want a dog. So I didn't know what type of dog I wanted. I just knew that I wanted a baby dog. Like, I just want like a puppy. I don't want no grown dog. I want a puppy. I don't know if I want it to be big or small. I just want a dog. We ain't having no family at this time, so like, I guess I'll just get a dog. So I tell him, hey, I want a dog. Hey, I want a dog. I'm ready for a dog. I'm ready for a dog. You're not ready. I said, here we go again with this. I was like, did he not learn from the last time when he told me I wasn't ready for something, and then I turned around and went and did the thing that he told me I wasn't ready for? You know what I mean? So anyways, he's like, you're not ready. You're not ready. I had to let him know. I was like, look, I've had animals since I was about 3 or 4 years old. I've had dogs, cats, birds, fish, all types of animals since I was about 3 to 4 years old. Like before, up until the point where I moved out. Shoot, I got a dog right now. You know what I mean? Like, anyway, but so I'm like, I had to let him know, like, I grew up around animals. You cannot, that's another thing you cannot tell me that I'm not ready for. I know how to train. I know exactly what I'm getting myself into. I want a puppy dog. I'm letting you know that right now. The only thing I don't know is what type of dog I want. Right? Now, I knew I wanted a female dog at that. I've always had male dogs for the most part. I think I had maybe 1 or 2 female dogs, but I knew I wanted a female puppy dog. And at the time that I had a friend, we're no longer friends, but it's all love. Her dog was on its deathbed, and she tried to push the dog over onto me. I said, you can go ahead and have that. I don't want a dog that's on its deathbed. I think you should take care of that. And then my dad actually found a dog that looks like the one up there. I don't know if you can see him. He probably under the cover. But anyway, what is it called? What type of dog are you? What is it? Boston Terrier. He found the sister to the one that we've already had. He found the sister. She was only 2 years old, and I think it was gonna cost like, I don't know, $500. I don't know. I can't remember, to be honest. But it was gonna cost a few $100s. And I thought about it, and I was like, no, she's 2. I want a baby dog. Like, I want to raise the dog. You know what I mean? And then my brother ended up calling me. I think it was like September 12th or something. And he was like, hey, dude. I was like, what's up? He's like, my brother was like, you still want a dog? I was like, yeah. I mean, I kind of gave up looking, but I want a dog. And he puts the dog in the camera. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I said, how old is she? Now, this time, it's about September. Like, I was wanting a dog from July to about the middle of September. It was about September 12th, 2023. My brother puts the dog in the camera. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I was like, how old is she? He said, she's 7 weeks, dude. And she's been bounced around. This is the 3rd house she's been in. I said, oh my God. I was like, okay, so what do I need to do, or blah, blah, blah. He was like, she's completely free. She just needs somewhere to go. I can't keep her. He already had a dog, He's like, I can't keep her here. I want to, but I can't keep her. She has a cage. I think she had a blanket or something. She got food. Then she had a leash. She had just all the basic stuff she already had. And I was like, okay, I'm going to come get her on Wednesday. So I think it was September 14th, 2023. I was going to go and pick up the dog. Mind you, my ex did not want no dog. This man argued me down about getting a dog. I was like, oh my gosh. It got to the point where he was like, I literally pulled up at my brother's house. He called me. He was like, is that Shauna? Well, he said my government name. He said, if you get that dog, I'm leaving you. I said, I'm getting the dog. And he hung up in my face. He hung up. He was mad. So I ended up, he was mad. My brother and his wife asking me, how so-and-so, what does he think about the dog? I was like, he said he gonna leave me if I get this dog. So, I was pretty much done anyway. Because I got tired of arguing and, I don't like all that. So, I ended up intentionally staying over at my brother's house until he went to work. Because remember, he's on 3rd shift. So, I stayed up until like 9 p.m., 8 or 9 p.m. till he went to work. They was like, what are you going to name her? I looked her in her eyes and I was like, I'm going to name her Honey. I'm going to name her Honey. And I could tell that she was a real sweet dog, but she was so scared. She was only 7 weeks when I got her. That means she was. Let me see. My brother. So she was probably taken away from her dog mother. At, I don't know, 5 weeks or something. That's early. That is really early. So, once I got home, I took her to the little playground because I got a new baby now. And I put her in my lap and I sat on the swing and I just swung. And that was one of our things we like to do. I would, like, even when she got to, before I had to come back to my parents, um, I would take her to the little dog park. Oh, my apartments had a dog park and it had a playground and a tennis place. Like, my apartment had everything that I loved and needed. And so I would sit on the swing and I put her little butt in my lap and we would swing. She loved that. Even when she got bigger, I still did that because she was my baby. So yes, I named her Honey, and you know, that first night when after we got out of the playground, I went and showered, and I noticed that when I let her come in the bathroom, like she was just rooming free, she fell asleep in the bathroom. Like it was hot and steamy in there, and she fell asleep. And I instinctively knew that whoever had her before, they kept her in the bathroom, because that was the place she felt the most comfortable. She felt comfortable in the bathroom when it was the shower going, and she felt comfortable in my closet. So I'm not gonna lie, the first couple days she slept in my room, in the closet, no cage. Like I just didn't want to do that. She my baby. I won't put her in no cage, but she was a puppy. I know her. I know how to train and do all that. I just like, eventually I had to train her and do all that stuff. But yeah, she had been through a lot, just like me. And I made a promise to her that day that I got her. I was like, no matter what we go through, what happens, I will never leave you. I know to some people that might sound crazy, but to me, that meant everything, right? I made a promise to my dog, and I'm still living in that promise to this day. And it's January 4th, 5th, one of them days. It's on a Saturday. Okay? Let's see. So yeah, her birthday is July 25th, 2023. I got her on September 13th, 2023, on a Wednesday. Okay, so we're moving on to October through December of 2023. This is where it gets a little more chaotic. So me and my ex, we argued because he was tired. That's a lot where the arguments came. He was tired for work, and I got tired of him criticizing me. So I started to basically hold up that mirror. That's one thing I cannot do, because I live in my head a lot. I'm not gonna lie. So when somebody says something to me, if somebody be like, "You're unappreciative," sometimes, well, I used to. I done worked on myself, but I used to like overthinking, like, what did I say? What did I do to make this person feel like I'm unappreciative? And then I would go out of my way to try to make them feel better. You know what I mean? Even if I didn't do anything and somebody was like being rude or mean, I would like literally retrace my steps almost and be like, what did I say? Did I look at them a certain way? Was it the tone of my voice? Like, I would really go into great detail of what did I do to cause you discomfort, to think that I'm just this one, people pleasing, I struggle with people please. I'm not going to lie. I take full accountability for my actions. So I just got tired of him criticizing me. And so I started holding up a mirror to him. Like, I started actually standing up for myself. I stopped not saying anything. Like, I stopped just taking it. Whatever he said is just whatever it was, and I had no say. I stopped that. I got tired in October through December 2023. And as a result of that, he couldn't handle some of the things that I was saying. I wasn't being rude. I was being very bluntly honest, because maybe he felt like he was being honest. So I started being honest right back. And I'm going to say this. He never actively hit me, But he did wrap his big hand, and this man was bigger than me. He wrapped his hands around, he had huge, look, I got little hands. He wrapped his hands around my neck 3 times from October to December of 2023. Choked me, like squeak, like I could not breathe. And like as he choked me, my head is in the bed. Like it was not consensual. You know what I mean? This was not the last time that he choked me. I think it was about December 2023. Let me look. I wrote my notes down here. Yeah, the last time he choked me, I looked into his eyes while he was choking me, and I swear to you, it looked like his entire eyes was black. And I knew that I wasn't facing my ex. I was facing a demon. So as I was looking him in his eyes and I was crying, I was silently praying to God. I was like, God, please get me out of this. Help me find a way to, just get out of this, because I'm not happy. I've already been through enough. I don't want to, like if somebody will, I'm going to tell y'all right now, if somebody will mentally abuse you, eventually they will physically abuse you. And I just pray to God that it wouldn't get no further than this. And I was just done. Like, I was done. I was done the first time he did it. But I was like, still trying to people please, which is crazy. Like, he's tired. That's why. And I shouldn't have said this. No, it shouldn't have never happened. I never put my hands on him. I never was unfaithful or anything. I never did none of that. Like, I always tried to do what he wanted me to do. I always tried to make him feel better. All of that. Maybe I said something that kind of was a little triggering to him, or he felt some type of way, and, I don't know. Maybe he just had a bad day. I don't know. But it should have never happened. So, that last time that he choked me, I literally seen the demon in him, and I was terrified. And all I could do was pray. Seriously. To be honest, between that time, he became so freaking mean. And it was like he would become, the more mean he would become, the more I feel like I had to stand up for myself, speak my truth. You're making me feel this type of way. You're not perfect. Letting you know that you're not above nobody. You know what I mean? Like, never getting to where I'm just being blatantly disrespectful, But he mentally, verbally tried to tear me down every chance that he got. I promise you he did. I was so depressed. I felt so broken. Like I was so depressed and dealing with so much mental health issues that it started showing up physically on my body. And mind you, I'm not able to talk to nobody about this. This man is threatening my life, and I swear to you, I'm sparing his. Hand on the Bible, whatever religion. Like, he's threatening my life, and I'm sparing his. I swear. So every chance he got, he tried to break me down. It got to the point where I didn't want to be around anyone. Like, I didn't want to be around anyone. I didn't want to talk to nobody. I became very distant. Even at work. Like, work started going downhill. And I'm a hard worker. You could ask anybody around me. I am a hard worker. It don't matter what job I'm doing. The hardest worker. I promise you. So this happened for months. I literally cried every day. Even so when my health started declining, the first sign was on my sides, there were dark spots on both of my sides. There was just dark spots, like not highs, but like, how you have dark spots on your face? It started showing up on the sides of my body. And you know what he said? That happened to my ex towards the end of our relationship. She started breaking out real bad on her legs and on her sides. I looked at him, I said, to myself, I said, that's because you a demon. And you trying to take everything from me. And I'm a fighter. And you'll never get that close. You'll never destroy me. I know that it might sound crazy, but this stuff was actually happening. That's why I'm finally speaking out. Like, But we finally get into January 2024. He was supposed to be moving out. When I tell you, I got on my hands and my knees and on my face and I prayed to God. And I was so grateful and thankful. I was able to convince this man that, you know what, you're right. I am unappreciative. I am all these messed up things. I'm a hoe. I'm this, I'm that. Da, da, da. What? You're right, you're right, you're right. So why are you here? You know what I mean? You in my apartment. Let's be quite frank. Why are you here? So he was supposed to move out January 2024, but didn't. The end of January, my health is still declining because I'm still depressed. Like, I'm stressed out. Like, now, I'm missing out on money because, I'm depressed. I'm sad. Now I'm having these crazy health issues. I wake up one day towards the end of January and what size? This is my right breast. Sorry, I'm touching it. My bad. But my right breast it felt rock hard. Like, not the but the side of it felt rock hard, and I was terrified. Excuse me, because I didn't know what was going on, and that was the first time he actually seen me like freaking out. I don't freak out. Like, he was like, this is the first time I ever seen you freaking out for real, like over something your health. So we go to the doctor, and so they find out that it's a cyst. And then, early February, I have to go back to the doctor because the left upper side of my back, I can no longer lay on the left side. My back is hurting. My left arm is hurting. My chest, like, they had to hook me up on heart monitor, like, check my blood, all this. And they tell me I got a skeletal infection. I said, what is that? I ain't never had no skeletal nothing. Like, that sounds crazy. They're like, yeah, it's basically an infection in your back. I said, does it have something to do with my cyst? Because, in my mind, I'm like, okay, my cyst, it has to drain out. Maybe it's going to my back and infected it. I don't know. I never had health issues before. So they ended up putting me on steroids for a week for my skeletal infection in my back. So again, I'm missing out on money for mental health issues. I'm missing out on money for health issues. So I'm struggling now. In the midst of taking these steroids, having to let my job know, hey, I've never been on steroids before. I don't know how this is going to make me act. They told me to let you guys know what I'm on, and they said I should just feel euphoric. So finally get past that, and now I'm ready for my birthday. I'm like, thank God I got past that. I just kind of like just let everything go. I'm like, my birthday. My ex decides to move out the weekend of my birthday. And you know who helped him move out? The same person who helped him move in. So I ended up helping him move out. I mean, it was a good birthday for me, but at the same time I started looking around my apartment because I forgot to mention that in order for him to move in, I had to get rid of some of my stuff to make room, make space. So now I don't have no couch. The second bedroom is completely empty. I eventually get stuff put in there. So it was honestly, I wasn't gonna celebrate my birthday anymore. I was like, he picked the right time to move out, and I genuinely feel like it was intentional because he just wanted to hurt me for whatever reason. No matter what I did, no matter what I said, no matter how helpful I was, no matter how honest, how faithful, it didn't matter. He had his vendetta, and he did everything he could to literally destroy me. And I didn't say anything, but luckily, this is how God works. By the grace of God, my uncle on my mom's side, he was like, hey, I want you and your cousin to come over, his daughter, because we share this, we have birthdays in the same week, so it's like a couple days apart. He has never done this, right? He was like, hey, I want y'all to come over. I'm going to get pizza. We just going to hang out for y'all birthdays. We want to celebrate y'all birthdays. You know, mind you, nobody knows what I'm going through. I literally decided not to celebrate my birthday. And he calls me, he says that, and he gets us both individual cakes, and he gets us pizza, and my family's there. And if it wasn't for my uncle, I wouldn't have not celebrated my how old am I? 28th birthday. I'm 28 right now, because we're not in February just yet, okay? But yeah, so thank you, Uncle, for that. I appreciate it. That meant so much to me, and you don't even know. Probably until now, if you watch this video. So, thank you. So, after all of that, I'm in this pretty much empty apartment. The only thing that's filled is the master bedroom, which is my room, you know. And I had my desk in my closet again to make room for my ex, but since, you know, the living room's empty, the second bedroom, I put that desk in there. I put Honey's cage in there, and I put all my paintings in there. I don't know, as I've been walking around, you probably see some paintings in here. But anyway, you know, I try to fix everything up the best way I can. But mind you, I'm still financially struggling, and I'm trying to, you know, get back on my feet. And in February also, I ended up re-signing the lease. So the rent is even higher. You know, I'm not making any extra, you know. So it's really tough. And then, but like I said, I'm a strong believer in the Most High, God, universe, ancestors. I believe in all of that, you know. Don't judge me, because I do not judge. But, you know, 2 weeks after my birthday, my current boyfriend today reaches out to me and just like checks on me, you know. And we started hanging out, and I think maybe a couple weeks after that, I finally feel the courage to invite him to my apartment. Because mind you, nobody really comes over except one of my friends that I was friends with at that time. So nobody really came over. I didn't allow anybody to come over because I just felt a little insecure about not having everything that I needed. So the fact that I let my current boyfriend, you know, over meant a lot. And so he just like, he never judged me. He never judged. You know, I kind of gave him the rundown about why I was in the position that I was in. And he just never judged me. He was just like so supportive. Mind you, prior to that, we had known each other for 16 years. We never been in an actual relationship. We just kind of, you know, talked. You know what I mean? So, yeah. That's where my notes pretty much end, but it's so much more to 2024. So I wasn't looking to be in a relationship. After getting out of that toxic one, I wasn't looking to be in a relationship. But, you know, my boyfriend was really understanding. He had been wanting to be in a relationship with me for years. And he was one of those people I was dating when me and my ex broke up. Like, not in a relationship, but like going out on dates and having a good time. He was one of those people. So he kind of like wanted to pick up where we left off, and he seen I was stressed, and I was like, you know what, I really want to go to that cabin, that I like go on a cabin trip. And I had told my ex about this, and he didn't want to go with me. And so it's like, when I had mentioned it to my current boyfriend, and he was like, let's go. Mind you, he's a Sagittarius, I'm an Aquarius. So any idea that I'm putting out, he's just adding fuel to the fire. You know what I mean? And I be telling him, I was like, eventually you're going to have to stop me, because I could keep on going with the ideas. But no, he's always down to ride. So we end up going on a camping trip. I think it was like April or May. I can't really remember when we went. I have to look back at my images and stuff. But we ended up going on a camping trip. It was me, him, and my dog, and we had to like survive. Like it was just like fun, I had never did that with nobody, and the fact that we went, and it was in a closed space and area, and it was just cozy and stuff like that. And I really had a great time. And that first night that we was there, he asked me to be his girlfriend. I kind of hesitated, but I just felt like I felt safe. And some people would have been like, no, you need to heal. Da, da, da. But mind you, I was already mentally checked out of the last relationship. You know what I mean? So, and I just like, sometimes I don't make decisions without the Most High, if that makes sense. So when he asked me, I kind of took a pause, and I just like listened, and I felt like the Most High was saying, it's okay. So I said, yeah. So from the camping trip up until this point, now January 2025, we have been dating. So yeah. And we ended up, so we were dating. I was still living in an apartment, but we come back, and I'm pretty much going through the eviction process. So it's around May, and I didn't talk much about my friend when I was. I had a friend that I was really close to. He was married. He had a wife, and he had 6 children. Him and his wife had 4 of them. And I was actually there for the birth of their 4th child. So me and that particular friend was very close. I was very close to his wife, close to his children. I was the godmother of his children. And, I'm getting evicted. So I'm still, even though we went on this camping trip and it relieved a lot of stress, I'm still stressed out because I'm getting evicted from the apartment that I feel like I slapped God in the face from letting my ex move in. And I just felt like I was losing everything, right? But I wasn't. It just, in that moment, it felt like it. But intuitively, I knew that it was time to go. I had new adventures to attend to. It was a new chapter. And sometimes in the midst of chaos is where your breakthrough comes, And sometimes right before your breakthrough, all hell breaks loose. Excuse my language, but if it offends you, this might not be the video for you. But yeah, so all hell was breaking loose. I didn't want to lose my place, but I'm going through an eviction process. So I ended up wanting to go out, like go and party and have a good time for the last time before I had to move. I'm going to have to charge my phone in a minute. It's on 5%. But yeah, so I invite my boyfriend over, my friend, and we just taking shots of different stuff. Mind you, so I'm a tequila girl. If I'm drinking clear, I'm drinking clear the entire night. If I'm drinking dark, which I don't prefer, but if I'm drinking dark, I need to be drinking dark the whole night, right? Because I'm in my feelings and I'm a little vulnerable and I'm losing out on everything. I'm feeling sad. So I'm like, you know what? Boyfriend got dark. My friend got dark. I got light. Mixing them. Before it's even fully dark outside, I'm already twisted. But, I'm kind of like, I want to dance, because clear make me want to dance, have a good time, and dark kind of like get me in my feelings. So I'm like, I want to dance. Like, I'm in my feelings. I want to dance. I'm like, this is the last time that I'll really be able to go out. I don't know why I thought that, but I just didn't want to be partying and stuff when I had to move back with my parents. Like, I just want to solely focus on getting myself together. So I was like, this is going to be my last time going out and having a good time before I have to move back in with my parents. So I was like, hey, babe, my friend, my boyfriend, like, babe, I want to go out. Do you want to go out? He's like, he didn't want to go out. He's really not much of a drinker. So he was like, nah, y'all can go out. I'll sit here with honey, chill, play the game, watch the game, whatever. And I'm like, dang, I really want you to come with us. But, my friend was like, hey, I don't mind going out. The kids is taken care of. My wife got them. Everybody's good. So she said I could go hang out for today, kick it with y'all. I was like, okay, cool, let's go. Mind you, me and that particular friend, we've been friends since we were in the ninth grade. I've trusted him with my life. I've been in some crazy situations in my life, and he's always been there. Like, he had my back, so I never thought nothing negative about this friend, for real, ever. So I trust him. I'm like, fuck it, I'm fucked up. Let's go get even more, So we go out, and by the time we get to the first bar, I'm already messed up, to be honest. So I'm already messed up. So I just remember us taking shots of, I want to say Crown Blackberry or Crown Blueberry or something. I don't really know. But it was like blueberry something or blackberry. Blueberry or blackberry something. But it was really good. And that was the first bar, because that bar was like 10 minutes from the apartment. And then I remember us leaving, but honestly, at this point, I'm blacking in and out. I think he said we went to 3 different places. I don't remember the second place we went to, if we went to the second place, but I remember a little bit of the last place, because there was like this pink looking drink. And it was tall, so it was like, so y'all know how tall this is. So it was like about to here where my finger is, from the bottom to my finger. It was to there. And it was nothing but alcohol and juice. And then I just remember I'm blacking out. So I'm just asleep. And then I think he said he walked me to the car or something. And at the time, don't judge me, but I smoked cigarettes. I remember being in the car. I'm like, hey, I need some cigarettes. Cigarettes. I need cigarettes. Because when I'm drinking, I want to smoke a cigarette. Like, that's just how it was. I want to smoke a cigarette. So I think I remember him going into the store and buying a pack of cigarettes. Honestly, I don't even think I opened them, to be honest. I'm asleep again. So this is where things start getting kind of crazy again. Mind you, we are still in 2024, May. I remember going to, I don't know where we was at, but he helped me out the car, and then I remember going back to the car. And then I remember being in the back seat, and I remember seeing his head between my legs. And then I remember walking into my house and getting in my bed. That's it. So I wake up the next morning and I'm like trying to put all the pieces together. I'm like, what the fuck happened last night? Because at this point, I know something that shouldn't have happened. So I end up texting him. I'm like, hey, I know we went out, we had a good time, stuff like that, but honestly, I was blacking out, and I truly don't remember everything that transpired. Can you run it back for me? So he goes to say, yeah, we went to 3 different bars. The first one, we took a few shots and we left, and we went to a second one. I don't remember if he said we played pool or not. I can't remember. But we went to a second one, and then down the street or walking distance or something like that, we went to the third bar. That one was with the pink drink. And he said, by then you were just totally out of it. He said, we left and I had to help walk you to the car. And as we were walking towards the car, we passed 2 police officers. And I was like, yeah, she just had a long night. Da, 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 da. I'm like, wow, I don't remember that. I remember you saying that you helped me to the car, but I don't remember you helping me to the car. And I said, I remember you getting cigarettes. He was like, yeah. You was like, I need cigarettes. And so we went to the gas station and I got you the cigarettes. And then he was like, we ended up going to a hotel. And I'm like, why did we go to a hotel? Because mind you, this hotel is like not that far from my apartment. So he was like, I helped you get out the car. And we was trying to get a room, but they said they didn't have any available. And in my mind, I'm thinking, duh, they don't have none available. Like, look how I'm probably looking. Like, if you're helping me, like you saying you helping me, then I gotta be like linked, looking like something wrong with me. And I said, I remember us being in the back seat. Can you let me know what happened? And guys, when I tell you, he literally told me what happened from A to Z. And with all of my friends, it doesn't matter, male or female, all of my friends, I do have boundaries. And I do have non-negotiable boundaries. And that friend, knowing how long we've been friends since the 9th grade, he is very well aware of my non-negotiable boundaries. And one of my boundaries is I do not get intimately involved with my friends. If I happen to get intimately involved with my friends, I instantly cut you off. But in this case, I was like, damn, maybe we was drunk and we messed up, and you're very aware of my boundaries. I said, if I had said something to you and you was drunk, and you know what I mean? Like, I'm not really thinking it through. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry if I said something to you to make you have felt some type of way. And, since this happened, like, I love your family. I would never do anything to hurt. I would never do anything to hurt you or your family. Like, I love your children. I love your wife. Like, my intentions, if we were completely sober, that shit would have not happened. And I was like, you know what? Again, I apologize. I just kept apologizing because I was like, damn, like, what the fuck? I really, like, did I make, like, I don't know. I don't know what happened, but I know if I'm having a good time, I'm drunk, then maybe I said something, or, I don't know. I know sometimes things can happen when alcohol is involved. So I was apologizing. I was like, you know what? We don't have to talk about it. I'm just going to be a little distant because, this done happened. I just don't feel right. So, but we still talk. I don't want to hang out right now, And mind you, I got a boyfriend. You got a whole wife and children, and I just, I just did not feel right. So we still talk, and this is how I started to feel like this stuff was red flag. One, it was a red flag that supposedly you drunk as much as I drunk, but you were able to get us home safely. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea, but I'm drunk, and you can drive. I cannot drive. I'm blacking the fuck out. So, that's the first red flag, that you're able to tell me everything that happened from A to Z, but being messed up, just as messed up as I was. That started not to sit right. Again, I'm a thinker. I think about everything. Everything. Once I truly sit with myself, I start thinking about everything. You know what I mean? So I started asking questions. I started asking more questions. And we talked like the day after that, and he was like, I don't know what I said to start off the conversation, but he was like, yeah, I ended up telling my friend. You did what? Dude, this wasn't supposed to happen. Like, why would you tell your friend? Like, we trying to move past that. You supposed to be one of my closest friends. We messed up. I'm trying to get past that. You should be trying to get past that. Why would you tell somebody? That's stupid. And not only did you tell somebody, I said, so what did you say? And he told me what he said, and he was basically bragging about it. And that made me feel so uncomfortable because I didn't mention that me and that particular friend could possibly be related. Like, our families were literally buried in the same graveyard from the same church. And then I found out that my mom's side of the family used to attend a club that his family used to own. Like, it was like just different little things that indicated that we were related, and he was very much so aware of that. You're aware of my non-negotiable boundary. And then I was like, what did your friend say? He was like, oh, he asked me if you're going to cut me off because he knows XYZ. Because his friend tried stuff with me. Never happened, you know. And I'm just thinking to myself, if you're aware of my non-negotiable boundary and you're completely able to drive and you're completely able to tell me exactly what happened, and your friend, you tell your friend, you go in there and you brag about it, and then you tell me you bragging about it. That's what I don't understand. So your friend is aware of my non-negotiable boundary as well. What makes you think that this is okay? I feel disgusted, quite frankly. And you're over here bragging about it to your friend. So, another day, I sit with that. Another day passes by. And I remember him saying what he said to his friend. And he was like, yeah, I told him I finally got to do X, Y, and Z with somebody that I've been wanting to do X, Y, and Z with. And to be honest, that broke my heart. Because I'm like, did you not think about your family? Did you not think about your wife? Like, me and your wife are friends. I'm the godmother of your children. Like, bro, you done met my boyfriend. You be around my family. I feel like that make me look bad, let alone you, but you don't give a fuck. And then the last thing is, so y'all know I was going through the eviction. That was the whole reason of me wanting to go out, wanting to, just try to cope with everything that's happened thus far. So, the last thing he said, he was like, now that we did X, Y, and Z, I'm gonna make sure you get more money. So basically his wife had got into a car accident. She got hit by a truck, but she was okay. She was pregnant at the time, and she had another one of her kids in the back seat. And I came and made sure, because it was weird how that happened. She got in an accident right there, basically kind of close to my apartment complex. So I was able to drive down there and make sure she was good. So to wait for him to come to, make sure she was good. So she was supposed to be getting a lot of money from that. And because we're all friends and they see I'm going through a hard time, they offered to help me out. And, that meant a lot to me. So he was saying, on top of the money that they were already going to help me out with, now that happened, he was like more willing to give me even more money. When he said that, I promised to God, I cut him off that day. And I knew that he waited to my most vulnerable moment. Because any other time, I'm drinking clear, I'm drinking dark, I'm drinking the same thing, I'm still aware, ain't gonna happen. You waited till my most vulnerable moment to pull some stuff like this. And then not only did you do that's a lawsuit. That is a lawsuit. Not only did you do that, you bragged about it. Not only did you brag about it, you offered to pay me for it. Like, bro, I'm like, 2024 was not my year at all. And we only 5 months in. We ain't even 6 months in. We 5 months in. So after that, I cut him off. After he said that, I cut him off that day. I promised to God I cut him off. I got the proof in my phone. I got everything that I have told you about. I have the proof in my phone. From the domestic violence, from my ex, from eviction, from this assault, everything. I have everything in my phone. So if I wanted to press charges against those who have assaulted me, I very much so could. But I genuinely choose not to. Because, like I said, just me getting it out is enough for me. So, because I got a lot of great things that's going on in my life today. And all I want to do is just get that out so I can make space for more amazing things to come in. So, and I understand now why I had to go through the things that I went through. So, June 2024, by the end of May-ish, I end up moving back to my parents. In June 2024, I just told my boyfriend, I'm like, look, I'm going through a lot and I need some time. And I don't want to say like we broke up, but we didn't talk for like a month. I think it was the end of May to the end of June. I'll just say that. So we didn't talk. I blocked him. He didn't do anything wrong, but we was kind of going through it a little bit because he's like, you're telling me that you want to be my girlfriend, but you're not acting like it. Like, he just didn't understand. I didn't tell him everything that I was going through. I'm on my little hiatus. I'm purging. I'm crying. I'm trying to move forward. And my A1 since day one, he called me. He said, so-and-so called me. Because I'm the type of person, when I'm friends with somebody, I want them to be all my friends. I want us to be like one big happy family. Like, I want us all to be friends. I want us all to be able to go out. So, of course, my A1 since day one knew my friend from the ninth that I was friends with for the 9th grade. My married friend. I'm going to say that. He said, yeah, he's not able to get in contact with you. And then he said, is she pregnant? Oh my God. It's like I can escape it. You know what I mean? Is she pregnant? No. I was like, are you serious? He said, yeah. To be honest, it seemed like he wants you to be pregnant. I said, well, that he will never get the chance or the day. Not with me. Ever. So that was your intention the whole time. But you got to know, I'm protected by the Most High. And not only that, he blessed your girl with the knowledge of herbs. So if you think that I didn't take care of myself the day after I figured out what happened, you got another thing coming. You would never get the chance. I didn't have children with certain individuals for a reason. So why would you think you would be someone special? You got 50 kids. Why you want one with me? You're married. You know what I'm saying? I was like, look, little best friend, don't tell me nothing else about that person. Like, to be honest, to be quite frank, he do not exist to me. Thank you for letting me know what he said. That just further proves my point. You know what I mean? And he was like, yeah, she's probably never going to talk to me. He consoled him or whatever, but in reality, my best friend knows that I would never talk to that man again. And he better hope that his wife never sees this video. Honestly, I kind of do hope that she does. Because he does do Uber, right? Does he still do Uber? Last time I checked. And from my knowledge, he would go and party with some of the women that he would pick up. So if you feel comfortable to do it to your best friend or your close friend, I feel like you would feel comfortable to do it to a stranger. But I don't know nothing, right? Clock that T. So anyway, June, I'm purging, I'm crying, I'm praying, I'm fasting, I'm doing everything that I know how to do. You know what I mean? I'm calling on God. I'm calling on my ancestors. Like, I need healing. It's got to get better. It's got to get better. let alone I had to fight with not physically fight, but I had to battle with my parents, like, please let me keep my dog. That was a big concern, like, because I done made this promise to my dog. I know it sounds stupid to some of y'all. I really don't care. My dog is my baby. That was my first baby, okay? So I'm battling with my family. I'm like, please let me keep my dog. Please. They was like, she got to be outside. Ghetto. You talking to me, the person who takes their dog to daycare while they at work, picks her up, gives her a bath, gives her good food. You know what I mean? Even though I'm struggling, my dog's still living good. Like, I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. But I'm taking care of my dog. Like, I'm doing everything I can. She goes from living inside, going to daycare, getting facials and eating good, to having to be outside. And it's hot now. It wasn't as hot, but in June. But, she got to be an outside dog. She ain't never been no outside dog. She don't know how to do that. So I was like, oh my God. I was like, okay, God. I don't understand, but okay, as long as I keep my dog, that's all that matters, okay? Because you gave me this dog. I know you won't leave us or forsake us now. So I was like, fuck it. Well, she'll be outside as long as I could keep my eyes on her. You know what I mean? So thankfully, my room is like literally right there. So if I need to look outside, we got her all set up and good. So that was my concern, so towards the end of June, I don't know if I blocked my boyfriend or not, but I just wasn't talking to him. And then somehow he ended up reaching out, or I reached out. I think I probably reached out, and he was just like, I'm sorry, excuse me. He was just telling me how much he missed me and that he loved me and that he knows I'm going through stuff and he may not understand, but he's, just like, oh my God, like, he gonna make me cry. Just uplifting me and encouraging me. He was like, just come over. Just come over. And, he said, I cleaned up and I just come spend the night. And I did. I put, girl, like maybe a week before or probably that week, I got my hair done. I think I got my nails done. I can't remember, but I know I got my hair done. I put on lashes, I just finally made myself feel beautiful, and I went over there. And ever since then, we've been, what's it called? Inseparable. Yeah, since the end of June, I would say between the end of June, early July, we have been inseparable. And it has been fucking amazing. It's been amazing. And I'm truly grateful and thankful. And I know that this is my person. You know what I mean? You just know. Despite all the trials and tribulations that I've been going through, mostly mentally, he's been my rock. So in August, I was like, me with the ideas. And here he comes with the fire, I was like, hey, I have been wanting to go to Myrtle Beach for years. Can we go? Oh, I'm down, babe. I'm down. Bet. So I found us an Airbnb. We were trying to find a rental car, but we ran into some issues with that. So I was like, I'll drive my car. We both saved up some money, and we ended up going. I think we went either the middle or end of August. We ended up going, and honestly, I've traveled, and I've had a great time, with the people that I travel with. But for some reason, this trip, even though it was like a short trip, something about it was just so amazing. Like, we cooked. Don't get me wrong. We did eat out, I think, once. I think we ate out once, and it was really good. But we cooked. We found a beautiful, like a farmer's market almost, something like that. But it was like bougie. It was a bougie farmer's market, whatever. But we made like healthy stuff, healthy food, breakfast, dinner. Like, it was just really good. And then the part that really meant the most to me. I'm sorry, I'm stuffy. The part that really meant the most to me is when we sat out on the beach at 1 o'clock in the morning, and we just sat there. Can't see nothing, but we just tried to look at the water. We was just together. It was the most beautiful thing for me. It was so healing, you know? And I don't think he realized how much that helped me. So I enjoyed that trip a lot. And then I want to say we kind of chilled or whatever, preparing for winter. And then October, I was like, hey, I kind of need to get away again. You know, us Aquariuses, we got to get away. I don't know what it is. We got to get away. And in the Sagittarius, they got to travel. You know, it's never a dull moment with the Sag. It don't matter, male or female. They got to travel somewhere. They are always on the go. You know, so it's just a great duo. You know what I mean? I'm more introverted. He's more extroverted. So I'm like, hey, you know, I think my social battery is down and I just need to get the fuck away. You know? I was like, hey, do you mind going camping again? He was like, I'm down. My crazy self picks to go camping on the weekend of Halloween. And it was so beautiful. It was like a little teepee. And throughout this video, if I'm able to, it's already going to be long, but maybe I could try to insert pictures of different stuff that I have been talking about. But if not, then just visualize it. Be creative, okay? But yeah, we ended up going. I think we went for a weekend, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful, but I skipped something. But anyway, I'll come back in a second to it. But it was fun. Like, we grilled. We brought my dog this time again. Yeah, because we brought her on the last camping trip. And it was just fun and free, and we found like a little stream, and we walked around a little bit, and the lights were everything was like so romantic. And it was a little cold, but they had a heater, you know? So it was great. I really enjoyed it. I think my dog enjoyed it. At one point she ran off, and I had to discipline her, but we had a great time. So the part that I skipped, and this is part of my testimony, is on October 14th, 2024, I found out that I'm pregnant. So, which is very exciting. On the time of recording, and I think it's January 4th, 2025 today. I don't know when I'm going to upload this, but it'll be soon once I get it all, together. But I'm currently pregnant. I'm 4 months pregnant. I'm officially in the second trimester. And both me and my boyfriend, we wanted children. We talked about family, but we both secretly didn't think that we could have children, because it never happened. And for me, I prevented it from different situations, and I also did try with different situations, and it just never happened. And I even went to the doctor, and they were like, "You're completely fine. You're fertile." My family thought I was barren, like I couldn't have children. I was fine. I just prayed to God that it wouldn't happen unless it was with the right person. So that's amazing. That's a blessing. People have been completely shocked. I'm not gonna lie. When you have something amazing happen in your life, whether you're having children, whether you are getting married or married, whether you have some type of extravagant job, it don't even have to be extravagant, a job promotion, or you create a business, any transformational thing that happens in your life that's positive, that's when you kind of learn some harsh lessons. One being, not everyone is going to truly be happy for you, because it was family members who um, said some pretty hurtful things to me. Um, you know, I feel like telling a woman, saying to a woman, "Oh, I thought you couldn't have kids." I feel like that's rude. You know what I mean? Especially I'm 28 now. Like, give me some time. Just because I'm the oldest, I'm the oldest. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean that I can't have kids. You don't know my situation. Like, even when I was going through some of the things I went through, like when I broke up with my ex, people were like, "Oh, you should have waited till he moved on. You should have waited till he had time to heal before you jumped into another relationship." People will say rude things and not even know what happened. And then recently, a family member, they were like, "Yeah, we saw your friend, my friend at the time, not at the time, but anyway, my friend with the wife, not my friend no more, right?" It was like, "We seen him at the store and he's doing good and da 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 da." And he was like, "Why y'all don't talk no more?" And I just shake my head. I never said nothing, right? Until today, till this video. So nobody knows except my best friend, right? My A1 since day one. So they was like, "Yeah, why you don't talk to him no more?" I didn't say anything. They was like, "You acting fake." Yeah, so people will say hurtful things, but you can't let it destroy your spirit. Because I just feel like that's just a negative energy trying to block your joy and your peace. And remember, sometimes before breakthrough, all hell breaks loose. And I've already been through hell and back. So now I can finally say that after all that chaos, I'm happy, I am healthy. I was gonna say, the beginning of 2024, I was the heaviest I've ever been. I was 210 pounds. And no offense to anybody who's in a 200 pounds or whatever, but to me, for my body, that was the heaviest I've ever been. And I did not feel comfortable. And that was probably another reason why I was having health issues as well, on top of the stress that I was going through. And dating my boyfriend, I was able to lose all of that weight. And that probably also helped with us being able to conceive. Even though we were not trying, we were having fun. We were traveling, doing what we want to do, eat what we want to do, go where we want to go, do whatever we wanted to do. And so, now at 4 months pregnant, I could say I'm about 185 pounds. And I know I probably gained some weight, but I'm happy. I'm healthy. I'm in therapy. And I'm just so excited to see what other blessings are in store. And I'm so glad I never gave up. So a little bit of change of scenery, sorry. But I just want to encourage somebody today that no matter what you're going through, there is help available. If you don't have nobody physically to talk to, you could depend on the Most High or whatever you believe in spiritually, or put your trust, put your faith into that, because that's what helped me. I solely just tried to trust God throughout this entire process, and it has not been easy. There have been plenty of sleepless nights. There have been plenty of times that I've just cried, had to call out of work because all I could do was cry. Again, I suffered through the mental health. I suffered through um, the physical things happening to my body, my health, just health in general, the domestic violence, the SA, losing people that I didn't think that I would ever lose, going through things that I never thought I would have to go through. But I'm thankful that it didn't get further than what it got, because I know some people have been through worse. And I thank God. I thank God. I thank God that I can use my voice to help somebody else along their journey. And even though I'm not exactly where I want to be just yet, because you don't see my dog in here, do you? But even though I'm not exactly where I want to be just yet, I can feel it coming. I just want you to know how strong you are, how strong we are. I want you to know that you're not alone. Even when you feel like you are alone, you best believe that you got thousands of angels right behind you, ready to take control. And just know those people who have done you wrong, although they may be living lavish and free and da-da-da-da, that karma, they're going to have to pay that karma back. And it's way worse than any lawsuit could ever be. Trust. It's way worse than, anything that you could do. Because when God don't play about you, God don't play about you. What do you say? Again, I'm not religious, but I find things that resonate with me throughout Christianity and other religions and stuff like that. But what did it say? God will prepare a table before you in the presence of your enemies. That is so real and so true. And I'm going to tell you this, karma don't miss nobody. You got to pay up when it's your time to pay, whether you want to or not, because that bitch do not play. So I want to say thank you guys for listening, especially if you made it throughout the entire video. I know this video is long. I just know it. I don't know how long just yet, but I pray that you didn't get sleepy and fall asleep, and so I pray that this helped, at least one person. If it's on your heart to like, share, subscribe, feel free to join us. We would love to have you. Again, my name is Shauna, and this is, my cosmic world. And over here, we have been through a lot. We have survived a lot. We are strong. We are resilient. But we can get through any and everything that crosses our path. And we're not afraid to walk away. And we're not afraid to walk through and over. Y'all got this. You don't need me to tell you that. I'm just glad that I am finally able to get it out and make room and create space for those beautiful things that want to come in. And be on the lookout. Oh, one thing I can promise you, or I can't promise you that I'll be consistent making these videos, but what I can promise you, that I'll always be authentic. Okay? So, but be on the lookout for, don't mind my closet, okay? Be on the lookout for pregnancy videos. I can't wait to share my experience with you thus far. All right, I love y'all. Y'all have an amazing day. I'll see y'all next time.